We're talking to Stacy Adams today, and Stacy is the manager of the greenhouses on East Campus at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And Stacy, what we're going to talk about is what exactly does it take to get beautiful plants growing in containers, starting with, I assume, what goes in that pots. And I'm guessing that I really shouldn't use the dirt I dug out of my garden or the potting soil from old containers.
No, usually we don't want to do that, and the reason is because the mix that we've had in there before has been basically used up and it's started to deteriorate. So we're going to lose the oxygen capability that's in there. It may make the soil too tight, and we could get some root rot issues to start happening on that, as well as the nutrition that potentially was in that mix is going to basically be gone. And then a major problem we run into is insects getting in there, there's potential for some diseases. So we don't usually like to use what was in the pot before, and that should be dumped out and could be amended into your garden and reused that way. But what we should look at is either making our own soil mix, or we should purchase one that's been pre-mixed.
All right, what I'm hearing you say then is it's really important to use the right soil mix. What happens if I have a big container, a great big one, or even a fairly small one, and I really don't think I want to either invest the money or create the weight of filling the entire thing with a good potting soil mix? Are there any other options?
We can use a variety of products. One of them people use would be packing peanuts. That's not very ecologically sound, but they are available. They also are sterile, so usually we won't have any disease problems. Another item people use are either the little water bottles or aluminum cans, and they'll smash them and fill the lower area. If you do use that, we do need to put some sort of a liner just above that so that that soil media doesn't drain down in there. And one of the nicest things to use is weed barrier cloth that you can cut out, make a disc, and will fit in there.
Okay, now we also hear about funky things like making water wetter with gels and using additives such as fertilizers and things like that in container gardening. Are there any of those sorts of products that really make any sense to get beautiful, beautiful plants in containers?
There are some very good amendments that we can put into your container. If we have this large container, we're only going to have around 10 to 12 inches of actual growing mix in the top of that. So we need to make sure that there's plenty of water available for those plants, as well as we want to make sure that the nutrition is there for the plant throughout the growing season. So one of the products we look at for wetting agents is a product, it's a plastic type polymer that can readily absorb water. It expands 200 times its size so that it has water available when the plant is needing it, because sometimes we don't water our plants like we're supposed to. And then there's another product that I like to use. It's an Osmocote type brand. The fertilizer is encapsulated, and the fertilizer is released slowly over time. 3 months, some of it's available for 6 months, and even up to 9 months. But most of what we'd be looking at would be like a 3 to 6 month release fertilizer.
Okay, Stacy, so it sounds like to get those fabulous plants during the entire growing season, you have to do more than just pick a great container and fill it with wonderful plants.
That's right. It's really critical that we have that really wonderful substrate, and that'll make the success of that plant during the whole summer long.